What's going on, YouTube? We're Ethan.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Jagan. And this is our
YouTube. I'm Ethan, and I'll be discussing the power struggles of the First Triumvirate and the persecution of early Christians. The First Triumvirate was the alliance between Julius Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus, meant to benefit all three, but it quickly turned into a rivalry. After Caesar gained fame through his victories in the Gallic Wars, tension grew. Pompey, once Caesar's ally, felt threatened by Caesar's rising power and popularity. He wanted to protect the Roman Republic's traditions, but saw Caesar as a main enemy in preventing him from doing so. Caesar's bold move, crossing the Rubicon, made civil war inevitable. Their conflict peaked at the Battle of Pharsalus, where Caesar's smaller but better trained army defeated Pompey's larger forces. Pompey fled to Egypt, where he was then killed, leaving Caesar in control of Rome. Meanwhile, early Christians faced serious persecution. Their refusal to worship Roman gods and insistence on monotheism clashed with Roman religious and political ideas. Seen as a threat, Christians were forced to worship in secret, leading to rumors and mistrust. Some emperors passed harsh laws to suppress them, but this wasn't always consistent. Eventually, things changed. Constantine the Great supported Christianity, and under Theodosius, along with Gratian and Valentinian II, the Edict of Thessalonica made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Republic.
My name is Jagan May, and I'll be talking about the enduring issues found in the 30 Year War. Taking place in France, 1618, it was fought until 1648. The war was fought between the Huguenots and the French Catholics. The Huguenots are a group of Calvinists that were in France. Calvinists are followers of the teaching of John Calvin, who believe in predestination, an idea that only certain people called elect are chosen by God and will reach heaven. This is blasphemy for Catholics, that they believe any other religion is fake and untrue. The first enduring issue, human rights violations, is shown in the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre, in the beginning of the 30 Year War. On St. Bartholomew Day, 3,000 Huguenots were killed mercilessly by French Catholics, beginning of the 30 Year War. The only reason being that they were Calvinists. This is obviously a human right violation because they were killed for following a different religion, which violates the freedom to practice religion freely. Next, the 30 Year War that came after the St. Bartholomew Day massacre displays the second enduring issue, war and conflict, competition for power. During this war, 450,000 died in combat from both sides, showing conflict and war between the two groups. Huguenots fought to gain and consolidate power so their religion would be accepted. French Catholics fought to gain power so they could remove Calvinists from France.
Hi, I'm Ethan. In the present day, the enduring issues of human rights violations and war and conflict over power are noticeable within the interactions between neighboring countries. A prime example is the war between Israel and Palestine, which originally started in the 1800s due to conflict over self-governing of Palestinians. These differences persist today as both sides still want more control over the Gaza Strip. This competition for the same end goal of owning land represents the enduring issue of conflict over power. The war also has questionable ethics at play, which coincides with the enduring issue of human rights violations. In the report of the war, it was said that Palestinian troops killed 25,295 people and abducted others as hostages, 70% of which were children. In later reports, they found that more children were killed by Israeli forces. Furthermore, with frequent bombings between the two groups, there were likely more casualties. These outcomes showcase a violation of human rights because, according to international humanitarian law, the government should protect both civilians and children during warfare. Even though this law is well known, both Israel and Palestine deliberately acted in ways that went against it by involving those individuals in warfare.
My name is Alex, and I'll be discussing the conquest over the Aztecs and Incas and the slavery and freedom of the natives in South America. The conquest over the Aztecs and Incas connects our enduring issue of war and conflict, competition for power. In the Aztecs, Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez led the conquest of Mexico during 1519 against the Aztec leader Moctezuma. Initially, Cortez was able to deceive them into thinking that they were allies. This allowed Cortez and his men to destroy their land, exemplifying the strong military tactics that gave them an advantage over the Aztecs. Due to this, the Aztecs felt resentment for their leader, which created conflict in their society. In the Incas, Spanish conquistador Francisco Pizarro invaded Peru in 1533, facing the Inca leader Atahualpa. Pizarro had many advantages against the Inca, grasping tactics from past conquistadors like Cortez and possessing strong weaponry that allowed him to conquer their territory. After the Incas were conquered, Pizarro mercilessly murdered Atahualpa, allowing him to gain power over the civilization. Now I'll be discussing the slavery and treatment of the natives by the Spanish in South America, which connects to our enduring issue of human rights violation. The Spanish imposed the Encomienda system, where natives were forced to work on plantations, and the Spanish had the right to kill any natives that rebelled against this. This clearly reflects the brutal treatment of the natives, as they were enslaved and punishable to death if they were to rebel against the system, violating human rights.